So the PK Ripper was not the first frame that SE Racing made. When I got on the SE team, the team was Stu Thompson, Jeff Utterback, and Greg Hill. That was the factory team. Scott was running the team, but he was semi-retired at the time. But they were going to start the company, and that's why I came on, because I mean, I would have stayed on Mongoose. I wanted a job with Mongoose. Mongoose said they just wanted me to be a racer. Scott said, hey, I'm starting SE Racing. You can help me. You can do sales and whatever and help us start the company. And it was a cool team, and I went for it. But Scott's plan was to have frames named after his racers. Well, the guys before me were all going to get a bike. Stu Thompson was going to get the STR1, which he did end up getting, and when we left, it turned into the quad angle. Jeff Utterback had a bike named the JU6, Jeff Utterback National Number 6. And then Greg Hill was going to get the junior frame because he was a smaller kid at the time, and he was going to get a bike called the GH Flyer. So that was going to be the names of the bike. Greg, when I got on the team, Greg left. I think his dad probably looked at it and said, hey, they're going to put more money into this pro than you. And he took a sponsorship from Schwinn, so he left. So really there was the JU6, and then the little bike Scott called the BD3, Bright Hop Development 3, because he said that was the third bike that he developed. Well, when the JU6 came out, that was in the fall of 1978, and I was on a pretty good tear at the time. And they had the first race was the ABA Oakdale Nationals. And that was one of the early California races, or the early pro races, where they actually offered a $1,000 pro purse. And so I got that JU6, built it up. I went with my teammate Rod Beckering. Stu was up there, Jeff was up there. I ended up winning the pro class and in the trophy dash. So it was a big win for the first race of that. But Jeff's father was getting ready to start a new BMX company named GJS for George, Jeff, and Scott. Not Scott Breithaupt, but Jeff's younger brother, Scott Utterback. So that's what GJS stood for. So Jeff left to go work with his dad and to help his dad start the company, and he raced for GJS. So now his bike was like, okay, what are we gonna do with it? Now I was winning, so they said, okay, that's gonna be your bike. So we did a little modifications to the bike. We added the gusset up front, you know, and they said, well, what do you want to name it? And my nickname, my buddy Byron Friday gave me the nickname The Ripper. You're the Ripper, man, you know. And anyhow, so we were talking about the Pro Ripper model, the Perry Kramer Pro, and Scott was the one who came up with it. We were sitting around one night, you know, brainstorming, and he goes, what about PK Ripper? We're all like, dude. That's how the name came about. And then the first race on that was in, I think, February or March of 1979. That was the debut of the PK Ripper, and that was the 79 NBA Winter Nationals. I ended up winning the pro class and the trophy dash on that bike, so it instantly got some fame. The cool thing about it was the next race was the Saddleback Nationals. Stu won the pro class and the trophy dash, and then the next race was a mini national in the Van Nuys, California. My teammate Rod Beckering won the 14 expert class and the trophy dash. So the first three trophy dash national race wins in 1979 were on PK Rippers, and we made a big ad on that. So that's the early start of the PK, and they still make PK Rippers to this day.